Welcome back to the Division 2. In this video I want to talk about a toxic game mode in the game known as Countdown. And make sure you stick around until the end of the video because I'll be explaining how you can stop the game mode being toxic. And just quickly before we do jump in, if you enjoyed the video don't forget to leave a like, sub to the channel and check out the links in the description if you want to support me further as a creator. A massive thank you to everyone that supports the channel, and let's get into it. When it comes to PvE, also known as player versus environment, it's supposed to be players teaming up together to take down the computer, and whilst that is the case for most parts of the Division 2, the Division 2 now has two game modes or activities that are incredibly toxic because of the format and layout of the objectives. Similar to Outriders with how Devastators used to be kicked out of expeditions because they had the lowest damage output, and how players are kicked out of raids in most games if they are a low level, the latest game mode in the Division 2, known as Countdown, or as I like to call it, the Outdoor Summit, has created the exact same environment for players of low levels. When the Warlords of New York expansion released for the Division 2, they introduced a new leveling system in the form of a Shade Watch that provides benefits to the player in the form of attribute boosts. For each level you increase, you can boost your shade level for your character up to 1000, where the attribute benefits then stop, and it took players a while to get there, but now if you've been playing since Warlords of New York, there is a very small chance of you being less than shade level 1000. So when it comes to playing certain activities that require good, powerful builds, players don't like it if you don't have a high level. Therefore, you'll possibly be kicked from the group. That's the exact thing that is happening with the Countdown mode at the moment. Players are being kicked from the group if they are under shade level 1000, with your chance of being kicked even higher the lower your shade level. And while I totally understand players want groups that are powerful enough to run the activities without struggling, due to both the raids and Countdown being designed for 8-player groups, with a lot of the enemies being elites and the enemies in these modes being much tougher than enemies in other areas of the game, what those players are actually failing to realise is that some players under shade level 1000 are crazy good players, and some well over shade level 1000, maybe even 5k plus, don't have a clue what to do because they could have just farmed their shade level and never played any of the harder modes as an example. I believe players should be given a chance to show if they can hold their own in the tougher modes in the game, but there has always been a small part of the community for the Division 2 that has this typical sort of elitist mentality, where if you haven't played over 2000 hours and you haven't completed every legendary mission and raid solo in under 30 seconds, you're not allowed in the group. So what exactly can you do to counter these issues? If you are a low shade level, maybe you could run some other activities to build up your level, then return to Countdown matchmaking to see if players will let you play. You could also host your own Countdown game instead of joining someone else's, and that way you cannot be kicked from the group, and instead you can actually choose to give other low level players a chance to play the game mode too. Another thing you could do is check out these videos on screen now and either put together an amazing DPS build that is more than capable of running legendary missions and Countdown by clicking on the left video, or you can find out how to improve your current build for Countdown specifically by clicking on the right video. Let me know if you have any other ideas for low level players in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.